I've been having fun lately sharing more yoga teacher training themed little live sessions because I feel like without this little bit of extra knowledge that might be just spewed out there into the cosmos, then we're just going to keep perpetuating the same patterns, the same themes that the West has tried to grab onto with yoga, and then we really lose the point of the whole practice. And this could have to do with just the more ethereal things being talked about, the more celestial things being talked about, those higher energies that I reference often. It could also have to do with the yogasana and the meaning behind that word, asana, and how the asana should correlate to the other 7 limbs, the Shashasapta Anga. I feel like if we don't talk about that, then all that's going to happen is everybody's going to keep touching their toes and standing on their hands and practicing in big giant groups, sweating together and convincing themselves that they're practicing yoga. I wanted to share that this main definition that we have with yoga, that yoga's Citta, Vrtti, Nirodhah, that should become the main theme behind any one of our practices. Once we know, a lot of people don't even know that yoga's Citta, Vrtti, Nirodhah. They think that yoga is what they've been sold. They think that yoga is what they see. If there's a yoga teacher, then clearly that teacher must know. And then they go to the yoga class and everyone must be doing yoga. So they're all touching their toes and they pat themselves on the back and they convince themselves it's yoga. Well, only when you know that yoga's Citta, Vrtti, Nirodhah are you even going to approach it. Without that knowledge of what the true practice would lead to, then everyone's just going to keep perpetuating the same, positive benefits that, don't get me wrong, asana brings positive benefits, but they're just on a different level. They're on a completely different level. And we don't even approach it. You can't find me that one person that's going to say, no, I don't want my turbulent vortexes within my mind's eye to quiet. I want to have peace of mind and direct and controlled focus of my emotions and my perception and my reactions. No? No, they're all going to be fully accepting of that as the goal. And then we'll see the effort go up. Not only the effort to touch the toes, to do handstand, we wouldn't be putting the effort more into those things. Yeah, we might, a little bit, but really, we're going to close our eyes more often. We're gonna find that quiet, peaceful practice for ourselves more often than going out to a class, having to listen to the dialogue of the teacher to follow along. Just that alone is a break of what asana, pratyahara, dharana, what those things should be leading us to. If we sit there and have to listen and have to look and have to follow along, then yeah, we might be able to learn more. We might be able to go further physically and, with our durability, with our pliability, our mobility. But when we are more pliable, when we're more durable in our mind's eye, then we find that the practice is attainable. It is accessible. It's just going to have to be sought. It's like, it's like you go into a big mansion and there's a big giant mansion and the person tells you somewhere in this mansion behind one of the locked doors is $1 million. And you don't really have to even believe them because you didn't see the $1 million. There's just a big mansion. There's a lot of doors you'd have to start kicking in. But instead, imagine now if you walk in with the person and they're carrying the $1 million. And you know that they can't leave the house any other way. Where they're walking into that house with the $1 million, it's going to be there for you to find. Now you're not going to stop. You're going to go from door to door, knocking, kicking, ripping them off the hinges, to get to that goal. So when we think of yoga, when we think of the turbulent vortexes in the mind that everyone has to deal with on one level or another, then we can actually start to approach that goal. But if we, again, continuously talk about the same physical postures or the same physical benefits, then even approaching that goal, even attempting to approach that goal, won't even be possible because it wouldn't be known about. Imagine playing soccer with blindfold on and not knowing what direction the goal is, let alone, which one's yours. You might have an understanding of which end the goal is, but you could score on the wrong goal. And if you take off the blindfold to what the true goals of the practice are, then you can make your effort a little bit more discerning, what you put your effort towards. Is it the physical? Is it the push-ups? Is it the jumping jacks? Or is it the mental jumping jacks? Is it the mental push-ups? Is it the mental effort that will help you make the discerning, find the discerning qualities between you and between the true self, the I, the ego, and the true self, or ahankar.